14 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Darryl Fast Fist Fuller. And in the red corner, introducing from Miami, Florida, weighing 140 pounds, his professional record, 19 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw with 16 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Continental America Super Lightweight Champion, Kel Special K Robin.
Take the book.
To break, I want you to step back and break clean. Now, if you don't step back and break clean, I won't hesitate to take any points from you. You understand that? If you knock your opponent down, you put you in the neutral corner. Don't come out until I tell you to come out. If you come out too soon, I'm going to stop the count on you. Watch your low blows. Watch your holding and hitting. Remember, once again, when I tell you to break, I want you to step back and break clean. Shake hands and good luck.
All right, this is the main event. 12 rounds, the Continental America Super Lightweight Championship. Kel Robin, Darryl Fuller. There's your tail of the tape. You have 4 inches in height advantage for Kel Robin. That's the big difference in the fight as I see it. Of course, the weights are exactly the same. Darryl Fuller just a year older. All right, here we go. Let's see if the height and reach advantage in favor of Kel Robin to make the difference. He's the champion. Kel Robin in the maroon trunks, and the blue and gold trunks is Darryl Fast Fist Fuller. He hails from Nashville, Tennessee. Kel Robin from Miami. Kel Robin again, the champion, going to work on his jab here in the early going. This is the main event. At stake, the Continental America's Lightweight Championship belt buckle. You saw it over there. Marty Cohen, the vice president of the WBC and the Continental Americas, is here. This fight is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and the WBC. 10-point must scoring system. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Fighter must get up following a low blow or he may be counted out. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round when the bell signifies the end of the match. There's a mandatory 8 count following knockdowns, and the scoring is based on clean hits, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense. Good opening round number 1 here in this 12-round fight. Darryl Fuller tagged all of a sudden and goes down, one of those flash knockdowns. The count is up to 4 and 5. He's back up on his feet, as you see. There's the standing 8 count. He had managerial problems for about a year until Terry Farr took over at managing him, and all of a sudden Darryl tags him as things were cruising along nicely with both fighters feeling each other out. Fuller coming in 16, 4-1 with 14 knockouts, and he's tagged again by that right hand of Kel Robin. So the reach has been able to keep Fuller off him, and it looks right now like Kel Robin is really showing the class over Darryl Fuller. In the early going of round 1, that looked fairly even, but all of a sudden Kel Robin has turned things around here. Minutes ago in the first round. Interesting first round with Darryl Fuller going down. We didn't expect that. Expected this fight to go a good bit of the way. No change in expression whatsoever in the face of Kel Robin. He was born in St. Croix in the Virgin Islands, but has been living in Miami for the past 7 or 8 years. Trains down there. Bob Iona, Norman Wilson, Melvin Rivas all work with him. And Fuller gets that left hand in the face of Kel Robin. Inside of 20 seconds coming up right now. Kel Robin does a nice job defensively of avoiding shots, too. You see the time remaining in this, the first round of the fight. The bell ends round number 1. An interesting first round as Darryl Fuller went down. That gives a nice advantage to Kel Robin in the early going. Let's listen in the corner.
Take a spit. You're giving him too much room. that man up. Look, be careful. Move it up. Keep the speed right now. Keep it up, keep down.
We'll show you what happened in the knockdown. And Jesse dropped the right hand over the outstretched left. There's a distinct advantage as we show you the same thing but a different angle. The distinct advantage that Kel Robin has in reach. You see that Darryl Fuller's left hand was out there and fully extended, and all of a sudden Kel Robin, bam, dropped the right hand right on top of it.
He is on top of that chest. You don't have something, get busy. You all right? You know your best food, buddy? Okay. Seconds out.
This is round 2, scheduled for 12. Continental America Super Lightweight Championship fight. Kel Robin, to the left of your screen, with his back to you now, is Darryl Fuller. Darryl Fuller in the blue and gold trunks. He went down in the first round, and it was a flash knockdown. That right hand just really dropped him. Kel Robin, the big reach advantage, about 4 inches in reach. And he has a good 4 inches in height advantage over Darryl Fuller. However, Fuller coming in here 16-4-1 at 14 knockouts. Kel Robin 19-2 with 1 draw, 16 knockouts. He turned pro in June of 1982.
In the corner, guys, in the corner.
And had an amateur career of 99-9. As a professional, he had lost to Vincent Hammock in Tampa. That fight was protested and much disputed. He also lost his 4th professional fight to Jeff Nelson. He can hit with either hand. Jab is perhaps his best punch, and he works his right hand off of it, as you've seen already. Usually very patient in the early going. And Kel Robin can put together those combinations that he has to as well. Right now, Fuller gets through with the left jab. Now, Robin is going to keep him off with that left jab of his own. Use the reach advantage that he has to keep Fuller off of him. That barking that you hear every time that Fuller throws a punch, he lets out with an unmerciful yell. Right hand gets through that time by Kel Robin. Minute and a half to go inside of that in the second round. David Pearl, the 3rd man in the ring, one of the fine referees not only in the Nevada State Athletic Commission but all over the country. Davey Pearl, Rich Steele, some of the real fine referees doing worldwide title fights so many times.
No wrestling now, punch out.
A minute to go, and this is the second round of this scheduled 12-round Continental America Championship fight. The time Fuller got through with the right hand. Fuller getting through a fair amount of times here in round 2. Kel has a tendency to want to set the head up for the right hand with that left forearm. Davey Pearl warning him about it. Time Fuller gets through. Fuller having a much better round here. And it's surprising that Kel is not keeping him off with that left. You see the time remaining in round number 2. You're watching the Don King Sports and Entertainment Network. Hope you're enjoying this. I'm Bob Sheridan. Glad that you can be with us. Been an interesting night of boxing, to say the least. We've had some good cards, good fights on the card, I should say, for you.
Run him loose.
Coming up to the closing moments of round number 2.
Run him loose now. No holding. Get out.
The bell ends round 2. A better round for Fuller.
Welcome, man. The stringer thing out.
In the corner of Kel Robin. Let's listen to them. Bob Iona, Norman Wilson, Melvin Rivas.
Falling asleep, man. Put him on back. Hey, you better wake up. Mouthpiece, get away. Where's the mouthpiece? You got it. You better wake up, you hear me? Get you back in. No, I'm asleep, I did not touch the mouthpiece. No, here you go. Work, man. Stop going straight back and stop dropping your hand. All right, let's go. Chin up. Chin down. Keep that chin down.
So you have to certainly assume that the corner of Kel Robin doesn't like what they see to this point. Let's see if Kel can keep him off with that left hand and work a little bit harder. He goes immediately with a right hand lead after a little sparring left hand. Darryl Fuller was down in the first round. But he recovered nicely, and I thought he won the second round. Fuller back doing what he was doing in the first round. It's catching shots here now. A little bit of puffiness beneath the right eye and the left eye of Fuller. He's tough. He's been out of action since last July when he fought in the nice crowd in Nashville. He beat Rick Dawson on a third-round knockout. And prior to that, it was in May of '84 that he fought Hasim Rasser in Nashville, also a third-round knockout. He had 8 fights in '83, winning all but 2 of them. He was disqualified from one. So he's a brawler. Kel Robin, on the other hand, fought 4 times in 1984, winning all 4 of his fights. His last time out was in December 19th, when he beat Tyrone Moore here in Las Vegas to retain the Continental America Super Lightweight title. He won the title back in August when he beat Victor Bilbona from Miami Beach. And he also had KO wins over Johnny Verderosa and Martin Rojas in 1984. So a very nice year for him. This is his first time out in '85. He's been training hard for this fight leading up to it. And he's in good shape. He can go 12 if he has to. He went 12 rounds last time out, inside of a minute to go in the third round. Darryl Fuller has never gone 12, and he's only gone 10 4 times in his career. Hasn't gone 10 rounds since 1983. So that certainly could play a factor as the fight progresses. 25 seconds to go in the third round. Fuller is the type of guy that can make you look bad because he's the brawling type. He's very active and very busy, though. You hear the referee, Davey Pro, continues to warn the fighters to watch their heads. As the bell sounds, the referee, David Pro, warns Kel Robin about keeping his punches up. Very even third round, I thought, in the corner of Kel Robin.
We got to start cooling him off.
Across the way now, taking a look at Darryl Fuller.
I feel it. Yeah, just be careful. And jab your way in. When you get inside, get your combinations off. You win in this fight. Only thing he's got is that first round knocked down.
Whenever you start jabbing, just go on.
And stay like you are. Don't give him any room. You stay on top of him. Just be careful. Stay on top of him.
Come on, this way. Back up. He's over there.
Okay, boss. Just take it. We got it. Okay. Good Lord with us.
Terry Farr, Leroy Ozier, and work that corner for Darryl Fuller. He looks very fatigued to me as we go to round 4. But you hear the game plan is to crowd Kel Robin. Kel Robin has been much more busy of the 2 fighters. He fought 9 times in '83, 4 good times out in '84. This is his first time in '85. But Fuller, who's now managed by Terry Farr, is going to be getting much more busy. Terry told me at the weigh-in today that he would like to have had perhaps a tune-up fight for this, but really wanted to get him a title shot so he could move into the rankings in the top 20 in the WBC. And of course, if you win this Continental America's title, you move immediately into the top 10, whether the top 20 rankings of the WBC. So he thought it was a better move for the career of Fuller to wait for the extra couple of months and get the shot at this Continental Americas, because of course a loss in a tune-up fight could have meant that he wouldn't get the shot at Kel Robin. So that was the thinking, and he's had a lot of work in the gym, but again he looks very much more so fatigued than does Kel Robin. at this stage in the fight. We're only in the 4th round of a scheduled 12-round fight. But again, keep in mind that Darryl Fuller's only gone 10 rounds, never 12. He's only gone 10 rounds 4 times in his career. It might seem kind of early to be talking about the fatigue factor, but watching in between rounds there, certainly Fuller looked to be much more fatigued than was Kel Robin. All right, some good shots landed by Darryl Fuller. Robin has got to get a little bit more busy with that left hand. Get it up and get it in the face of Fuller. He had Fuller down in the 1st round, but Fuller beginning to build some points up. I thought that Fuller won the 2nd round. I thought that the 3rd round was fairly even, and I think Fuller's ahead in this round. He's more aggressive and landing more punches. Minute to go in the round.
One shot. Watch your right.
Kel Robin tagged Fuller in the 1st round if you've just joined us.
One shot.
This is the Continental America Super Lightweight Championship fight. Kel Robin to the left of your screen. Darryl Fuller in the blue trunks. Now it's back to you. Robin not using that jab as effectively as we've seen it before. And Darryl Fuller doing a nice job crowding him, getting in inside the punching area. You hear Davy Pearl, the 3rd man, saying, hold up there, no punching. Wow with the left hand. Fuller does a nice job making Kel Robin miss. Uppercut scoring, all that barking and grunts that you hear, all coming from Darryl Fuller. To me, that would be very exhausting just if you had to scream that many times in a round. You see the time remaining in the 4th round. It's almost over. All right, a good round for Darryl Fuller. Don't forget, coming up, the WBA Heavyweight Championship. Greg Page and Tony TNT Tubbs coming up at the War Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo, New York. That'll be a good one. Tony Tubbs, who did such a fine job against James Bone Crusher Smith to get a shot at the WBA Heavyweight Championship. Coming up April 29th. Also on that same card, the North American Boxing Federation Lightweight Championship. Hector Macho Camacho against Roque Montoya. April 29th, the War Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo, New York. So all you people in upstate New York, get out of that snow and get over to the War Memorial Auditorium. Get your tickets. Another great promotion by Don King. All right, as I look down at my scorecard as we get ready to go to the 5th round, I've got this thing dead even in spite of the fact that Fuller was down in the 1st round. I thought Fuller won the 2nd round. I thought the 3rd round could have gone either way, but I scored it 10-10, and I thought that Fuller definitely won the 4th round. So let's see what happens here in round 5. Kel Robin had got to get busy with that left hand, and it looks like he's starting to here in round 5. I think the longer the fight goes, the more in Kel Robin's advantage things are. Now he gets a little bit busier here. It might be his plan to try and cruise through a few of these middle rounds and get Fuller fatigued to the point where he can do what he wants. When I say he, I'm talking about Kel Robin in the maroon trunks with his back to you now. He's the champion. He's 4 inches taller. He gets some 4 or 5 inches in reach. And he used it to his advantage in the 1st round when you saw Darryl Fuller lunge out with a right hand, and immediately right back with the right came Kel Robin. Robin having a better round here in round 5. Fuller does a nice job inside. A little bit of puffiness beneath that left eye now of Darryl Fuller. In spite of the fact that Fuller went down in the 1st round, it was a flash knockdown, and he was right back up at about the count of 2 or 3. So he wasn't one of those deals where his legs were wobbly and his knees were going, and he was in real big trouble. In fact, he never even had to hang on when they resumed boxing in the 1st round. Other than that, Darryl Fuller's having some good rounds. You see the time remaining in round 5. Kel Robin has been known to be patient in his previous fights. He went 12 rounds to retain his Continental America's super lightweight title against Tyrone Moore back in December, and he went 11 rounds against Victor Babylonia on Miami Beach when he finally knocked him out in the 11th round to win that fight. And his previous fights before that, he had a decision against Michael Bradley in Tampa that went 10 rounds, Johnny Verderosa that went 9 rounds, and Martin Rojas that went 8 rounds. So he likes to go the distance. In spite of the fact of liking to go the distance and 19 wins, he has 16 knockouts to his credit, so he can also do that. In his 4 fights last year, with the exception of the Tyrone title defense inside of 30 seconds to go in the 5th round, he had 3 knockout wins. 9th, 8th, and 11th rounds they came. Nice shot, and down goes the champion. A right hand dropped him. Right back up. Came Kel Robin. The count's up to 4 and 5. He has to take the standing 8 count. His eyes are clear. He'll be all right to continue. Real good right hand coming at the end of the 5th round. What a surprise. Into the corner of Kel Robin.
Are you winning? Win.
Okay, watch this. Watch and see what happens here. It'll be the right hand. Sets him up with the left, and bam, all of a sudden he's nailed right on the button, and down he goes. But Kel Robin was holding his left hand up right next to his ear. See the way that left hand is up, bam, and he's wide open for the right hand. And he just couldn't absorb it, and down he went. So Darryl Fuller caught him good that time. We've got this fight turned around now with Kel Robin going down in the 5th round, Fuller down in the 1st round.
Stop backing out when the guy's punching. All right?
All right, we've got an interesting fight going here as we go to round number 6. I'm Sheridan on the Don King Sports and Entertainment Network. Hope you're enjoying this one. Kel Robin looked like he was going to cruise there, but all of a sudden, Darryl Fuller turned things around, and he has proven to be a most worthy opponent here. We're beginning to question his fatigue and just how he would go through the middle rounds. All of a sudden, it's Kel Robin that seems to be kind of lacklustering tonight. This is the 6th round, and this is scheduled for 12. This is for the Continental America Super Lightweight Championship, and Kel Robin just doesn't seem to be able to get himself unleashed here tonight. In the early going, we thought things could end in a hurry because Kel Robin has Darryl Fuller down. It wasn't, as I mentioned earlier, one of those situations where he had him in real trouble. The same type of knock down that you saw when Kel Robin went down. In other words, he was right back up at the count of 3. Good shot, dropped him though. Darryl Fuller doing more scoring with his left hook. I'm just so surprised that Kel Robin hasn't gone back to that left jab in the face to keep Darryl Fuller off of him. It was so effective in the 1st round. Tries to drop the right hand, but he's not setting anything up with the left. The expression never really changes on the face of Kel Robin halfway through the 6th round. This is still a good round for Darryl Fuller. He's much more aggressive than is Kel Robin.
Watch your head.
Referee David Farrell continuing to warn, watching the heads. Now, here it is, Kel Robin hanging on. Maybe that knockdown took a little bit more out of him than I realized. Darryl Fuller has certainly proven he's a brawler. He came to fight. And the champion has all he can handle. A minute to go in the round. Again, that barking noise you hear is Fuller. Every time he throws a punch, he yells out like a karate man would. This Kel Robin looking you in the eye, trying to score, but not doubling with that jab, and not really being effective keeping Fuller off him. Fuller's had another real good round number 6, left side, inside, I should say, of 30 seconds to go in the 6th round. Tell you one thing, all those yells, they seem to me like they take a lot of energy out of a fellow, but it doesn't seem to be taking any energy out of Darryl Fuller. Again, I remind you that Fuller hasn't gone 10 rounds since December 29th of 1983. This one is scheduled for 12. Robin can go the distance, but Darryl Fuller right now seems to be the fresher of the two as the 6th round ends.
Fuller fight. You almost took him again. Now, when you hurt him, you got to take him out here, Darryl.
Gary Farr,
You just got to be busy.
Leroy Ozier. Let's listen to what they say to Darryl Fuller.
Go ahead, Leroy.
Just like you do.
Now watching this replay, as you'll see Kel Robin land the shot, and bam, there's a nice left hook right back, answering Darryl Fuller inside. He's getting inside the punching power of Kel Robin. You see how fatigued, listen to how heavy he's breathing.
All the way. Keep that left hand up, jab your way in, and then put that right hand behind it. Stay on top of him. Don't give him any room. Give him any room.
You're leaving the bell here.
Kel Robin looks to have the determination on his face, and he looks nowhere near as fatigued as Darryl Fuller. Here we go, round number 7. We're past the halfway mark now in the fight. This is scheduled for 12. And Kel Robin is going to have to start working, get a whole lot more aggressive if he wants to retain his title. Again, it may very well have been the fight plan of Kel Robin to try and coast a little bit, but he got tagged in the 5th round. Fuller was down in the 1st, Kel was down in the 5th. And Fuller has been in the process of trying to turn the fight around, and he has a turnaround right now. It's going to take a lot more aggressiveness on the part of Kel Robin if he wants to turn it around back in his favor. And this is exactly what he should be doing, only he should be doubling, not allowing Darryl Fuller to muscle in on him and get inside his punching power. And especially inside those long, looping arms. He's parring with the left hand instead of really lacing out with that jab and then dropping the right hand. Coming into the fight, I would have to, just in my opinion, I would think Kel Robin would be the better conditioned fighter. But Darryl Fuller, in my opinion, is out in front in the fight right now. Good right hand landed that time. Set up by the left. He put the vision away with the left hand, then dropped the right hand on it. Darryl Fuller had a real good 4th, 5th, and 6th round. And it looks like Kel Robin is trying to turn it around here in the 7th round. Halfway through the 7th round now. This is the best round for Kel Robin since, well, going back maybe to the 1st round. You see now Fuller beginning to miss a few shots. And Robin punches very crisp still. Right hand, he just missed the target. Minute to go in the 7th round. Big puffy mouse coming up underneath that left eye of Darryl Fuller. Fuller's a tough cookie. He wants to fight inside, and Robin is willing to mix with him inside. Down to 30 seconds in the 7th round now. Fuller's still a game fighter, I want to tell you. He looked like he was much more fatigued, but he's still keeping very busy. This is still a better round for Kel Robin. All right, the bell ends round number 7. A very good round for Kel Robin.
I'll bring out water, buddy. How you feeling, pal?
All right, in the corner of Darryl Fuller, let's listen to what they have to say. Listen to the way he's breathing over there.
You got to be first.
That's right.
You got to be. In the other way. Every time you let it be first, when you jab, on that right hand, go to the head, to the body, then step in and hook underneath his hand.
That's right. Get under them elbows. You're not, when you're inside, you're not going underneath them elbows.
Let him be first. All right, that round could have went anyway.
Yeah, you got to be
I got
first.
you leading the fight. I don't know how to judge that, but you should lead it.
Yeah. There you go, Leroy. All right, just keep working. Work your jab. Jab your way in. See, you're getting inside, and you're not going under the elbows. Go under them elbows this time.
I'm very surprised if Davy Pearl doesn't make him take some of the grease off the face of Darryl Fuller, but if they can get away with it, it makes those punches slide off his face so much more easier. Davy took the look, and he's going to allow it to go. And right away, with the right-hand lead, comes Kel Robin. Kel Robin is going to continue doing in this, the 8th round, what he did in the 7th round, and that's getting much more aggressive, much busier than he was in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Both fighters have been down. Fuller was down in the 1st. Kel Robin down in the 5th. And in neither case, if you've been watching right along, you know this, but if for some reason you've just tuned in neither case was it the type of knockdown where either guy was in any real big trouble. They were both flash knockdowns, both guys get up, and neither guy had the rubbery leg syndrome or any of that sort of thing. So both of them, although suffering knockdowns, neither one of them really suffered anything that really shook them up. In the 8th round of a scheduled 12-round Continental American Super Lightweight battle, Kel Robin, the champion, has run into really some problems with Darryl Fuller. And this is the part of the fight where we question just what kind of shape Darryl Fuller is in. Fuller, again, hasn't gone 10 rounds, and has never gone 12 rounds, but hasn't gone 10 since December of 1983. Only had 2 fights last year, his last one being in July. Both of those fights were 3 rounds. Well, he certainly passed the test of his training because he's in the 8th round now. But Kel Robin is the type of guy that can go the distance. Halfway through the 8th round. Barking sound again as Darryl Fuller, every time he throws a punch, whether it lands or not, he lets out a scream. Kel Robin seems like he's waiting on his punches more than when I saw him in action against Tyrone Moore.
Hold it up.
Minute to go in the 8th round. Neither fighter has really taken command of this 8th round. Seems like Robin may be landing more punches, but now it's Fuller that's more aggressive. And it's Fuller that's landing some punches as well. I'm going to say one thing about Darryl Fuller. This kid has come to fight. He hasn't had a lot of work. He had managerial problems. He has that squared away now. And I'm going to give him a lot of credit to come in here against Kel Robin, a guy that's a trained fighter that's been seen a lot of action, because he is giving Kel Robin fits. Nice movements that time by the champion.
Hand off his head. Cut that out.
All right, we're almost out of time in the 8th round.
Hold it up. Get up. Get up.
Civilians, round 8. Score that round fairly evenly.
You like giving the rounds away. Unfair.
See them working on the puffiness and a little blood coming from the nose of Kel Robin. Don't forget, coming up on April 1st, the WBC Super Featherweight Championship. Julio Cesar Chavez against Ruben Castillo from the Fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California. Also on that card, Azuma Nelson against Marcos Villazana. That's for the WBC Featherweight Championship. What a great one Azuma Nelson is. Marcos Villazana, the opponent. It should be a good fight. All April 1st from the Fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California. There'll be no television of that, so you in the Southern California area, Nevada, any place around the area, get your tickets and get over to see that big fight at the Forum in Inglewood. It'll be a good one. Great card. Here we go with round 9. Round 8 was one of those rounds very difficult to score. Both guys fairly aggressive. Both guys scored a lot of punches. I thought Kel Robin won the 7th. I thought Kel Robin won the 1st, and I thought that Fuller perhaps took everything in between. I have Fuller slightly out in front in the fight. Don't forget that Kel Robin is the champion. Fuller's a tough cookie, I want to tell you. Hails from Nashville, Tennessee. He was down in the 1st round and showing the heart of a real tough cookie. He was able to get up and has turned the fight around in his favor, and still in his favor, although to me he's still the more fatigued of the 2 fighters. But he stopped Kel Robin from fighting what I would consider had to be Robin's fight plan coming into it, and that would be to keep Fuller off with a left jab and try to drop the right hand. He was successful in the 1st round doing that. But Fuller, after the first round, realizing the punching power of Kel Robin, started fighting inside. And he's really controlled everything up until about the 7th round, when Robin had a good 7th round. The 8th round was a fairly even one, as I mentioned. We're in the 9th round now. Kel Robin, for some reason, to me, just hasn't been as aggressive as I've seen him in other fights. A nice right hand landed that time by Darryl Fuller. Halfway through the 9th round now. Fuller really doing a nice job beating Kel Robin to the punches inside. For the life of me, I can't understand why Kel is not using that left jab more to keep the much shorter. And when I say much shorter, I'm talking 4 inches. We show you the tail of the tape at the beginning of the fight. Tonight, this tail of the tape was very important because you had 4 inches in height and a little bit more than 4 inches in reach in the favor of Kel Robin. But he just has not used it to his benefits, except in the very first round. Nice left hook score that time. Fuller's winning this round, by golly. These kids get some kind of heart. Inside of 30 seconds to go in the 9th round. Kel Robin beginning to show some signs of fatigue in those very slender legs, looking very fatigued. He gets a nice left hook through, but it just does no damage to Darryl Fuller at all. And down goes Kel Robin again. And he did go down. Both hands went down. The referee started the count. It's up to 6 and 7. And he takes the standing 8 count, and the round is just about over. But a big knockdown scored by Darryl Fuller. We go to Fuller's corner.
For what? Now, when you're on top of him, what you need to do is take one little step back. I'm talking about just a half an inch, and let that right hand go.
Watch out, Kerry.
Okay, baby.
That's round. See a little cut there. Watch the knockdown here. Another one of those flash jobs. He catches him off balance and nails him. A real good left hand. And down goes Robin. Robin's been backing up a lot. Again, as we show you a different angle, watch this real good left hand come up. Bam, he nails him. And that split him open, too. He's got a cut below that right eye now. Robin gets back up. And you hear that they are really upset with Kel Robin in the corner. Kel Robin is trailing on my scorecard by about 5 points right now, so he has got to almost knock down and really beat up on Darryl Fuller in the next 3 rounds. Kel Robin's arms don't seem to have the sting in them that they did in previous fights that I've seen. He seems to be waiting on this Darryl Fuller. He bounced him with the left hand that time and tried to score with the right hand. He has the heart, the champion has. Very, very interesting boxing matches, this one been. Again, Fuller very quickly gets the left in his face. Fuller really wants to fight inside. He doesn't want to stay back where he is now. Makes Robin miss again. Robin catches him good with the left hand that time. Robin hasn't used that left jab effectively in the fight too often, though. He's been satisfied to use just one left jab and not doubling at all. You saw that time, Darryl Fuller, much shorter, 4 inches less in reach. He got himself in trouble by lunging at Robin in the very first round, but since then has had him down twice. He had him down in the 5th in the very closing seconds of round 9 and turned the fight around in his favor. Another right hand scored that time by Darryl Fuller. Right hand scores again, and he might have Kel Robin in a bit of trouble here. Robin a little bit wobbly on his feet with about half of the round to go. This is round 10. Robin fighting to hang on, I believe. Golly, Fuller has come from Nashville, Tennessee to Las Vegas, Nevada to lift this championship belt buckle from Kel Robin. And he's in the process of doing it. We thought when we were talking about him back in the 4th and 5th rounds that perhaps the champion has got himself a really a good opponent here. Kel Robin looks like he's ready to go at any time. He's trying to hang on as best he can with less than a minute to go in the 10th round. But Fuller has his legs, I'm talking about Robin's legs, very much so, very wobbly. Robin looked like he was ready to go again there. You see the time remaining is ever so important as Kel Robin is really fatigued. His legs really showing fatigue. Knees very rubbery. Fuller looking for the opportunity to land the big blow that can drop Kel Robin. There's the hook. He's done a nice job setting things up with the left hook. The champ is very, very game. He's tried to keep the action going, but he is very fatigued and a very hurting puppy right now, I'll tell you. Darryl Fuller in the process of lifting the title from the champion. And the 10th round is history.
Only 2 more to go. And that's it.
In the corner
I'm serious.
of Kel Robin.
You don't knock this guy out and get on him. Fix the eye now. You don't knock him out. The fight is here. You do something, then you don't know. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. Why not? Huh?
Okay, watch these shots that start to get Kel Robin in trouble. That got him in a whole bunch of trouble. That one really caught him on the button. And look how rubbery and how much elasticity there is in those knees. They're just like rubber bands that are stretched out, and he's trying to hang on. He's doing the best he can do to hang on, showing some ring sense and ring wherewithal and some real good intelligence, trying to grab on to his man. But look at this guy, Darryl Fuller, a guy who, I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised that he had any type of conditioning to come this far. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's just that based on his record and based on what his handlers had told me, I just really didn't think he could go this far. In the early going, it didn't look that way as we go to round 11. This is a 12-round fight at stake, the Continental America Super Lightweight Championship. And Kel Robin in the process of losing his title. To me, in my opinion, it would take at least a couple of knockdowns or a knockout for Kel Robin to win this fight and retain his title. Now, that's unofficial. Oh, a right hand landed by Darryl Fuller. It could have Robin wobbly again. The champion does not want to lose his belt. I know that. A nice kid, hails from Miami, Florida, out of the Virgin Islands, but he has run into something that he really didn't expect, I think, in Darryl Fuller. Excellent job by Bobby Gooden and Duke Durden putting these two fighters together. This is what you call a good match. Been interesting. Kel Robin, the guy with a big height advantage, big reach advantage. You expected to see that jab in the face of Fuller. Started out that way, got Fuller in trouble in the first round. Since then, Fuller changed his fight plan. Or maybe possibly in the early going, rather than change his fight plan, he was just unable to execute it. This is a more even 11th round, where Robin is trying to be as aggressive as he possibly can. If I were Darryl Fuller's people, I'd be telling him to just land wherever he can and use that old Angelo Dundee adage, hit and don't get hit. Get in there, get your punches off, and get out of there. Don't take any chances of getting tagged by Kel Robin now, because he is comfortably out in front, in my opinion, in the fight. Whether the judges see it that way or not is probably the question of Terry Farr and Leroy Ozier that are in the corner of Darryl Fuller. Down goes the champion. He was really tagged that time. I don't know if he can recover from this one. It's up to 5 and 6. The champ has the heart. He's up to 7 and 8. Whether Davy Pearl will let it continue, and he will. There's a minute to go. Fuller moves into the kill, and down goes Robin again. That's it. It's all over. Or is it not all over? No, Davy Pearl was going to end it. He moved in. If he goes down a third time, it will be over. He's tagged. He's moving back, and Davy Pearl stops the fight. It's all over. Kind of an unusual way it happened. It'll be scored as a TKO in the 11th round. And we have a new Continental America Super Lightweight Champion. Kel Robin went down. There was all kinds of confusion as to whether Davey would let him continue or not. I thought he was going to wave him off when he got back up that first time. But then all of a sudden, Darryl Fuller moved in. Davy Pearl was watching what was going on. and he lifted his hand up to put him around his neck. I thought he made a mistake and lifted him up as the winner. But Darryl Fuller has lifted the title from Kel Robin. Oh, look at that. Boy, he really caught him. We'll show you the same thing, different angle of it. You see Kel Robin getting in trouble here with that right hand, just nail him, and down he went. I didn't think he'd be able to get up for that, but showing the heart of a champion, and there's the observer from the Continental Americas, Marty Cohen in the corner, and you see a very happy Darryl Fuller. Let's go up for the official announcement from ring announcer Chuck Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Davy Pearl stops the bout at 2 minutes, 25 seconds of the 11th round. The winner by a TKO and new Continental America Super Lightweight Champion, Darryl Fast Fist Fuller.